Hi, it's another Wednesday and you're welcome to the Premier League Preview Show right here on City TV. We are live on Facebook. My name is Nathan Kwa and you can tell we've jazzed things up slightly. Now we have our own counter, new setup. Very soon we'll be in a stadium. You know how we do. It gets bigger every time. My name is Nathan Kwa once again, and the Premier League Preview Show is proudly brought to you by SlidePay and supported by SlidePay, Guinness and Vodafone, and brought to you by our very good friends at Betway and at Premium Bank. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we unpack a potentially title-defining weekend, and we'll talk about our next Premier League roadshow. It could be near your house, it could be in your house, or that joint near your house. We are back shortly. Welcome back from that break. It's time to start talking. You can drop your comments in the section below this live video. And like I always say, tell your friends to tell your friends, because when you're enjoying lunch, you should be watching the Premier League Preview Show. In addition, Benjamin Nketiah joins me. Ben, nice to have you back. It's been a great Premier League weekend. Man United won. I'm a happy man. I'm sure Liverpool won. You're a happy man. But before we even get to talk of Liverpool, let's remind ourselves that Saturday we start off with Stoke and Leicester. That's at 12:30. The clocks have changed. So if you are wondering why the kickoff times look strange, it's because the clocks have moved 1 hour ahead. So 12:30 is our kickoff time on Saturday. We have our second game on Saturday at 3 p.m. involving Newcastle and Bournemouth. And then we start with the very, very serious ones. Ben, we start off in East London, where it's West Ham versus Newcastle. Last season, Liverpool breezed through this fixture. They won by a lot of goals. And essentially, that game helped them seal top four. This time, there's nothing sealed yet. Liverpool are still trying to understand their season. West Ham are going this way, that way. It should be a very fascinating match on Saturday.
It should be. Only that I think that West Ham are a little Jekyll and Hyde for me this season. They've just not been consistent. And again, you know me. I have the tendency to pick out teams that don't play to certain patterns, don't seem to really know what they are doing. I always say this, that every other team on any given day can win an isolated football match.
Okay.
But it takes a serious team with proper preparations, proper philosophy, proper game style, determination and organization to be able to finish in a credible position in the league season.
Okay.
And when you take West Ham's team, this is exactly what I find. First of all, they have quite some good players. I would single out Mikel Antonio. I would single out Lanzini when he's
Who
fit.
last week let them down.
Exactly. Arnautovic, on a very good day, maybe Andrea Ayew, but it's not a team that really scares me. It's not a team I would lose sleep over if I'm Jurgen Klopp. And Liverpool will look at this game and say, we've missed our chances to possibly jumpstart our season properly. This could be one of those matches. Because, one, we all know West Ham. They barely play any defense when there's a credible attacking opponent before them. So I don't expect that this will be one of those games where Liverpool will labor to put together attacking sequences to create chances that would lead to goals. And for Liverpool, they will need to also reassure themselves that they are still a very good free-flowing scoring team, because I haven't seen a lot of that this season. There's been spells where they've scored a lot, and then there've been spells where they've done nothing at all and have not shown their sort of attacking impetus you'd expect a team of their caliber and a team with their quality to show. So they will have to convince me that they are still capable of scoring 2-3 goals in a match of this nature.
Now, what if West Ham turn up and say that once it's Liverpool, we'll give it 200% effort? We saw them win a cup game against Spurs at Wembley 3-2, and it took a lot of mental strength to come back from 2 goals down. For Liverpool, should West Ham show up and say, today we are going to fight and get everything on the table? How should Liverpool approach that game? Because we've seen them struggle against teams who are set in their defensive ways and won't give anything.
Well, you see, that's the thing. West Ham don't have a philosophy. They don't have a game plan.
Okay.
So you really think that they could go out and say, look, we are going to defend or counter-attack. But once it's not part of your philosophy, the chances that you'll be able to do it effectively, say 5/10, or it's a 50-50 chance. I would be scared of a Chelsea team mapping out a counter-attacking strategy to park a bus in a game than of a West Ham team that says they're going to park a bus. Okay, you're going to park a bus. Who are your centre backs?
Well, that's also been a source of debate.
Who orchestrates your defense? Who shields your back four? If I look at the West Ham team in general, I think that they are pretty much a very average team. Liverpool usually will not have they won't have issues dissecting a team of this nature.
Okay.
Their problems will be much more with lower tier teams where motivation is harder to find. But West Ham are basically...
And those teams have a set way of playing.
Exactly. West Ham are a middle of the pack team that really don't have any style of play. So they really make Liverpool's job a lot easier. I'll be surprised if this game turns out to be tense, tough and edgy. I expect that West Ham will at least attempt to put some patterns of play together, but this should be comfortable for Liverpool, say 3-1.
Should it go wrong, will Slaven Bilic's future come back into focus? Because last week, people say he set up his team rightly, they played well, only for Mikel Antonio to show immaturity at this level. Should it go wrong, should Slaven Bilic's future get back onto the discussion table and say, we are back on your case?
It's not been taken off the discussion table. I don't know why you're talking about get back. It's not been taken off. I'm
surprised it even lasted this long.
I think that Slaven Bilić and West Ham are one thumping away from being expelled. He's one thumping away.
Okay.
He might get away with the 2-1 defeats, 1-0 defeats, but if he gets a beat down from a team like Liverpool, say 4-5-0 in a match of this nature, he will be fired.
Okay.
I definitely think that they sort of are seeking proper replacement for him in the background. Never mind that we haven't heard about it, but if David Gold and his people have not sought out credible replacement for Bilić in the wake of all the uncertainty that has surrounded him from the start of the season, then they really are part of West Ham's problems.
So, Mrs. Gold and Sullivan need to think quickly and find Slaven Bilic's successor. My take, I'm surprised Bilić is still here after 11 weeks. Really, I thought he would be out back in his country thinking of the next step. I think West Ham should have broken this marriage at the end of last season, moved on to try something new. They haven't done so. They're still persisting with the former Croatia player Slaven Bilić. Spurs versus Crystal Palace. That starts us off on Sunday, on a very, very massive Sunday, November 5. And talking about November 5, we had AM and PM for another road show. It starts at 2 p.m. It's a huge showdown between Manchester City and Arsenal, and the tastiest of tastiest games, I'm telling you. Chelsea versus Manchester United. This game sparks all kinds of emotions. The subplots are a lot. The subplots are bound, and there are plenty. Then let's talk about Spurs and Palace, a London derby of the sort. So we saw Palace getting the better part, even though they got a draw. They ended that game really well against West Ham in another London derby. South versus and East London. Now it's South versus North London. Spurs welcoming Palace to Wembley, and what Spurs wouldn't want is a Palace that's beginning to feel confident,
and a team that doesn't look like they can score without Harry Kane. I think
they play tonight against Real Madrid.
Yeah, and hopefully he'll be fit for that Crystal Palace game. I'm sure he'll be definitely in for the Real Madrid match, but I'm worried about how much they seem to rally around Harry Kane and how the team seems to lose inspiration on nights when he does not show up. So last season and the seasons that have preceded this one, Spurs have practically been better than other teams because of the sum of their greater whole.
Yeah.
I mean, they've gotten contributions from very unlikely sources and players you wouldn't consider marquee. Exactly my point. And good you should mention Dele Alli. I was just about to get on this case because this season, guess what? He's not assisting, he's not scoring.
What has happened to Dele Alli?
Is
he going through the motions? Is he going through what he was supposed to probably have gone through at the start of his Premier League career?
Well, I just believe that what he's going through is regular for every player. There's just a period where you are not necessarily excelling at any one particular thing.
Okay.
So you ask yourself that even before this dry patch, what was Dele Alli good at doing? Good goal scorer, good support attacker in the final third of the pitch, and maybe every now and then an interceptor. But he's never really been a tackler or a game reader or a playmaker of the sort. So
that's Eriksen's job.
I feel that I've seen him getting some good goal scoring positions. He's only spent the opportunities, but he needs to involve himself a lot more. You know how these things happen. If you come off the back of a high scoring season like it did, and your scoring takes a hit, obviously your confidence takes a hit as well.
Okay.
So it's incumbent on his manager to continuously encourage him. Look, you are doing fine. You really just need to step it up a bit, because I think that Tottenham have credible replacement for Dele Alli in the event that they feel that his form has dropped off beyond acceptable quality. Moussa Dembele for me will be perfect replacement for him, because
so you're saying you move Moussa Dembele,
he gives them more control
from deep in midfield to further up the pitch,
he definitely gives them more control, and I've seen enough from him to feel and to know that playing in a deeper role, if he tunes his mind to it, he could possibly do more damage.
And Spurs overlooking Fernando Llorente, because I feel that in Llorente they have a player who changes the dynamic drastically for them in how they will play. Is it that they are afraid of playing basic football? They've come to love this intricate style. Is it that when they just don't like using Llorente because it will mean only one thing: cross the ball for him?
They just haven't designed plays for Llorente. They haven't designed a system for Llorente. He was brought in as a backup player, and their play is basically tailored to suit Harry Kane and how he likes to play his football. When in the event that Harry Kane isn't around and they need to draft in somebody else, we saw what happened last week. They went with something that looked like a false 9 system, and deciding to leave Llorente on the bench. So Llorente, for me, I think, is more of an emergency fix in the case where there's a match that's going down to the bench,
we don't know of Harry
and they need to switch up and go direct.
And it's very obvious they want to throw Harry Kane back in. He may not be fit. He could be fit, still touch and go. But can they not look at Llorente and say, you know what, let's play this guy. Let's knock the ball to him. Let him knock it down for unrunning midfielders, Sissoko and Dele Alli. Maybe that's how come Dele Alli can thrive if secondary things are falling to him.
But I'm sure you've watched Tottenham. I prefer to say that Pochettino adjusts his tactics to the type of team he's playing. But in recent times, I've seen a lot more possession-based football, wing-based football, and it doesn't really favor a player like Llorente, because, like we said, he's very route one. He's very direct. Traps the ball, either looks to play his teammates in or goes for a direct shot, and it really doesn't favor him. I still think that they don't have any plans of designing.
So why buy him then?
Like I'm saying, stopgap measure. When you are in a crunch situation, for instance, in that Crystal Palace game, if it's 10 minutes to go and they are down by a goal, or scoreline is still stalemate and the possession football has not worked, you throw him on, decide to go direct, but only as a measure of last resort, and that's what sort of player Llorente is.
Interesting. So Spurs take on Crystal Palace in a North versus South London derby on Saturday. That's Sunday rather. Sunday at noon is the first game. So we're going live at about 11 in the morning. Very, very hectic day. As soon as that's done, we head out to AM and PM for the first of our two massive ones. Ben, and it's a showdown between Pep Guardiola and Arsene Wenger at the Emirates. It's fascinating. Last year, Pep's team won 2 and they came back from a goal down. This season, they have to deal with an Arsenal that's slightly different, but an Arsenal that's beginning to feel confident as the games come about. And Man City, people say they need to be tested. Maybe Arsenal could be their first big test. You never know.
I think Arsenal are a bit more unpredictable, and this should work to their advantage. People will think I'm crazy, but their instability this season and their lack of a proper pattern over the course of the season is what should work for me, because now if you had a team that had been playing entirely badly, then Pep can just go watch film and say this and this is what has led to the problems they have now, and this is how we can exploit it. But you have a team that has performed well on occasion, could play 2 bad games, could come back, play 2 good games, so you really don't know what to place your finger on as far as Arsenal are concerned, and that's a good it's a positive for Arsene Wenger going into a match of this nature. Will this be a match of equals? I certainly think so. Arsene Wenger definitely fancies his chances against teams who feel they can play a passing game, as long as it's not a Barcelona. It's Pep Guardiola, yes, but this Pep Guardiola team, this team, regardless of how much better the passing has gotten over the course of the season, are still not at Pep Guardiola Barcelona tiki-taka level.
You need to understand. I mean, the numbers.
We might never even get there.
But they play a different kind of football. But this season, they're a bit more ruthless. They are scoring the goals. They are putting the goals away as often as they can in matches, because that could change everything. We saw that a long time ago, Man United, Man City.
You see, the only problem is I'm still not convinced by Manchester City's defense. In the match they
gave 2 goals away last week at West Brom. Do Arsenal, yes, have got the quality, but do they have enough in the tank to, one, smother Manchester City and stop them from causing damage, and two, have enough to still go at Man City and go and find goals to score?
Well, I think that will have to happen in the minds of the players and in the dressing room. So, in the past, we saw teams defeat themselves in the head and in the tunnel before coming out to face his old sides. Now, you need to make up your mind that, look, we are Arsenal. It's Manchester City. They've come into some new money in recent times. So what? Pep Guardiola, so what? We've been here before. We need to win matches like this to earn respect. And I've always said is that Arsenal keeps slipping down the ladder as far as big games are concerned. And now the big teams really don't tend to take Arsenal seriously. So they owe it to themselves to lay down a marker in this game.
And they need to find determination from
that basically is it for me. But for Manchester City, they can also keep things interesting. I think that's one of the biggest weapons Pep comes out with this season. And for FPL managers, I'm sure they've already realized that you really don't know what of the attackers to expect in a Manchester City game. So one time it's a partnership between Aguero and Jesus. The next time it's switched up and Sané comes in. And these tweaks and changes provide matchup challenges for whoever, because now Arsene Wenger does not know if he should tailor his game playing 3-back with mainly Kolasinac, Monreal and whoever, or he should tailor it to whichever forwards Pep Guardiola will have. So that will be some sort of headache for them. Plus, Arsenal have been really slow to react on the defense. They've committed some very basic defensive errors. And you watch the goals they concede, and they're really not complicated goals. Mistimed runs.
And you really don't want to do that against a Manchester City team that score, especially Leroy Sané. You know, a lot of the talk has been about Silva and Aguero chasing Manchester City's record. But if there's one player who has improved in a very short space of time, it is Leroy Sané. And he will be a key part of everything that happens
if he gets to start. You see, that's how much much quality Manchester City have. They can afford to bench Sergio Aguero in a game like this. They can afford to bench Leroy Sané or Raheem Sterling in a game like this, and that just creates extra troubles and extra guesswork for the opposing manager.
Who wins this one?
I'd go for a score draw.
Score draw. You think that the two defenses won't
I'd go for a score draw, possibly 2-2.
Arsenal fans, Man City fans, drop your predictions. I'll go through as many as possible. Let's move on to Sunday, 4:30 p.m. And again, the world's eyes will be trained on Stamford Bridge. The returnee, Jose Mourinho, faces his former team. But if you compare Chelsea last season to Chelsea this season, should Mourinho look at this time and say that we have a chance, we could go get something here? And should Chelsea look at this time and say we've had a bad season? Maybe on Sunday is when we start everything afresh, because they were horrible last night against AS Roma, and if they play anything close to that performance, Mourinho will be very happy with punishing them on Sunday.
Well, I think that motivation is something Chelsea have to find from somewhere.
The manager says they don't have it. They don't have the hunger.
I've been telling you this all season. That they just not shown enough character for me. For a team that's won a championship, they just don't have that chip on their shoulder for me. They don't have the confidence and the bravado that those teams usually parade themselves.
Some say that it's the reality of the demands on them are beginning to show. Last season they didn't have any European demands. They could rest in between games and rest properly. Now they play Saturday, Tuesday, there's the FA Cup, there's Carabao Cup. Some people claim it's distorting their rhythm, and they are paying the price for that.
Well, they're not quite made of championship material then, are they? Because really, championship teams welcome these sort of challenges. They know
you knew what you were getting when you were winning
exactly
the
my
championship.
point. They know what the professional football calendar looks like. I don't really buy excuses about fatigue and switching between competitions and motivation levels. Look, some of these guys get paid as much as £150,000 a week. If I'm paying you that much a week,
you should be ready to play every day.
You should be ready to play if I wake you up at midnight. I really don't care what's going on with you. But and that's it for Chelsea. Really, I've not seen that sort of determination. It's just not been there for me. And if Jose Mourinho needs motivation to go anywhere and beat any team, it will be this Chelsea team. Because if you've noticed, there's bad blood brewing between Chelsea fans and Jose Mourinho. The man they once revered has sort of become a villain to them.
They kind of loathe him passionately.
He's become a villain all of a sudden. So one, he has the motivation to go out there and win this game because he's going to enemy territory. So he will definitely map out his team to go look for victory. I don't think I don't think that Mourinho will go into a game against this Chelsea team parking the bus.
But should he not be afraid of a reaction? They lost 3-0 last night. They need to respond. There's Manchester United, a team they absolutely blew open last season by winning 4-0. Should Mourinho not for a moment think about the fact that we could get beaten by this guy? So let's protect ourselves first and then think of any other thing that comes out.
That would reek of a manager lacking ambition. Remember, it's happened once against Liverpool already. It's happened twice against Tottenham Hotspur.
But Tottenham, at least they were more open. They went for it a bit more direct.
Barely. They barely made any serious incursions. Look at that. Look at how the goal came. Goalkeeper headed on, finished. It really isn't the sort of sequence you are looking at after you've been working countless hours in the week preparing for a match.
Go for this. Go at Chelsea. Open up.
You know what I think? Football fans are funny and football fans are fickle. They might just put up with these negative performances as long as they bring the win for one season. But if I'm a Manchester United fan, I would definitely be angry if I have Mkhitaryan in my team, I have Lukaku in my team, I have Marcelo in my team, and there's only one person always beyond in the opposing half. I will really be mad.
Okay.
And again, I'm saying that football fans are funny because United haven't won a major trophy in a while, so they will settle for the bad football whilst the trophy comes in. But once the trophy comes in, they begin to feel like royalty once again and say, okay, give us the champagne football. They don't. All of a sudden, unnecessary tensions begin to brew, and you never know. But the truth of the matter is that
play on the front foot.
This Chelsea team don't scare me. There's no reason for Mourinho to want to park the bus against this Chelsea team.
For Chelsea, what should be the plan?
Find motivation and play like champions.
That's it.
That's
nothing
it.
Tactical, nothing complicated. Just find belief.
Nothing. They just need to start behaving like champions. They are acting like a middle of the table team, and that's a problem for me.
Okay,
that's a problem because look, you have Fabregas in your team, you have Eden Hazard in your team. Maybe they need guys like Eden Hazard to start playing like former MVPs as well. Because this season, yes, he scored goals, he's had isolated good performances, but it really isn't MVP standard football from Eden Hazard. He needs to get back to that level. Chelsea just need to get the ship running again. They need to get in their heads and tell themselves that we are the ones who won the championship last season. That's what they need to tell themselves.
So Chelsea need to find championship material. Manchester United need to play with belief. They need to have the coldness really of a killer and go to Stamford Bridge and see. The last time United won at Stamford Bridge was when Sir Alex Ferguson was around. They won 3-2, playing some very interesting brand of football. Let me read a few of the messages and then we'll go for a quick break. When we come back, I'll take proper predictions from Ben and we'll look ahead to another weekend of great football. Nicholas Owusu Tamate says, Ben, as long as it's not Barcelona, what of Bayern? They beat Arsenal every time. All right. Okay. And Alex Sukra, I believe your name is, says, guys, I like your show. Good work. My first time of watching. Come on, you Gunners. Well, we'll see if Arsenal can win this weekend. They go to Manchester City. So Kudera Dem Jones says, like it or not, Jose is the one. United to win by 4. Wow. Okay. All right. Eliphaz Ninson says, Chelsea will disgrace United. Okay. This one is Mark Elam Silvanus at the says, last night I realized Jose wasn't watching the United Benfica match. He was watching the atrocious display by Chelsea. So I can comfortably say that United will demolish Chelsea on Sunday. Look, if that happens, you should come to AM and PM and see me. If that happens, all right, you let me continue. Boating Esiama says, hi, watching live in Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam. Oh, wow, I go from Vietnam. The other day was Cambodia, you're in Vietnam. You still haven't answered my question. What are you doing there? Buying rice? I don't know. You tell us. Patrick Aija says it's now official. Chelsea are in crisis and any bad results will trigger some decisions. But I'll come to you on what a bad result could mean for Antonio Conte when we come back from the break. Stephen Brody says, are United the form team heading into this game? We'll see. McKenna is saying that the way Chelsea players sabotage Jose Mourinho, they'll surely do same to Conte. Hey! Enoch Brody also says Chelsea has nothing to run from but United will win by 3-0. All right. More comments are coming. I'll read them. I promise to go through them when we come back from the break. It's the Premier League Preview Show live on Facebook, live on City TV. We are back shortly. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we'll take the show home, get more predictions, get more thoughts, and then I'll take Benjamin's insights into Antonio Conte's possible future should he lose on Sunday.
They'll go with the 4-4-2 diamond formation for that early lead.
An early goal will settle the nerves.
Their away team has been in bad form. They will feel the pressure.
The home side's kept 2 clean sheets in a row.
It's all about momentum.
Who will have the stamina to last the 90 minutes?
Their star striker is suspended.
They've got no kappa.
The marking will be tight.
This will be won or lost in the midfield.
This is why I bet.
This is why I bet.
This is why I bet. Betway, for the love of the game.
Inside the last minute of the opening 45 here. And,
Scores. 1. Who? Red. Blue.
Scores! What a way to finish the first half!
Scores.
Halftime.
Scores!
We are fire in our hearts. We are made of black.
Namaste.
Hell's down heaven now, living in the same town, trying to find something new. This ain't right, it's no good, no good.
Hello, welcome. Hello.
And we are back. The Premier League Preview Show is live on Facebook, live on City TV. Nathan Kwar here, Benjamin and Katia there. You over there are also watching us live. I'll be going through your comments. But let's just get through the entire menu in terms of Premier League football for this weekend. So Saturday, November 4, we have Stoke versus Leicester. That's a very decent game. That's at 12:30. Huddersfield versus West Brom is at 3 p.m. Newcastle versus Bournemouth also at 3. Southampton versus Burnley. Swansea versus Brighton. That should be a good one. Jordan Ayew's friends should have fun.
Swansea versus Brighton. Brighton have mildly impressed me this season. Swansea themselves have not really convinced me. They've blown hot and cold. I don't know what to expect in this game. I'll go for a draw.
Okay, we'll see about that. That game rounds up all the 3 p.m. fixtures at 5:30. West Ham versus Liverpool on Sunday midday. We start off at midday rather on Sunday. Spurs taking on Crystal Palace in the North versus South London derby. Man City Arsenal 2:15. Chelsea Man United 4:30, and at the same time Everton taking on Watford also at 4:30. Everton trying to find themselves a new manager. It's been hell, really, literally, for Everton since the start of the season. Lukaku money came in. Lukaku money was wasted. Ronnie Koeman won't be happy with that, and I'm very serious. He wasted Lukaku money. He didn't get things going. But then Sunday is a big one. We're going back to AM and PM. We're there for the curtain raiser, the Community Shield. It's been all over the place. We are going back to AM and PM. Like I said a few days ago, if we leave AM and PM and they have drinks, food, and the place is still functioning, we've not done anything.
Lovely ambience. You know what I love about the place the most? The quotes on the wall.
Yeah, it's your archetypal sports bar.
Yeah, the quotes on the walls. I love them, and it should be great. It should be great, really. Like watching football out there just gives you. I don't know how to describe the feeling. The feeling is just live. You just get this feeling that this is where you need to be. The atmosphere is almost as if you are in the stadium.
It's huge.
The crowd gets you going. It should be interesting.
So November 5 AM and PM, we go live about 1:30. So we have all kinds of lucky dips, predict and win, FIFA 17 simulation, photo booth with the lovely hostesses. Yeah, you heard me. I can see you smiling. There will be pictures, I'm telling you. Don't joke, don't miss out. Sunday, November 5 AM and PM. Then let me just take your predictions for every single game. So quick one. I fire at you. Drop your predictions. Stoke Leicester.
1-0 Stoke.
Huddersfield West Brom.
0-0 draw.
Okay. Newcastle Bournemouth.
1-0 Newcastle.
Okay. Southampton Burnley.
2-1 Southampton.
2-1 Southampton. Swansea Brighton. You said a draw.
Yeah.
Okay. West Ham Liverpool.
3-0 Liverpool.
Okay. Spurs Palace.
Spurs Palace. 3-1 Spurs.
3-1 Spurs. Man City Arsenal.
2-2.
Okay. Chelsea Man United.
1-0 United.
Okay. Everton Watford.
3-1 Watford.
3-1 Watford at Goodison.
Yeah, Everton are broken.
Okay. I like that. Let me go through a few more of your thoughts. Alo Bright AFC says, without parking the bus, Mourinho stands no chance at the bridge. Soku Deladem John says, Lukaku will score 3 goals at Chelsea. Hey! So if that one happens, I said, come and see me at AM and PM. If that one happens, I might do sprints on the floor. You guys don't know. Anyway, that's what's on the lighter note. Nicholas also Tamate says, I don't think it's the demands of the Champions League. Chelsea won the league 3 seasons ago while playing in all competitions. It's clearly a lack of conviction. We'll see. Ose Amwa, watching us live from Maryland. Hi, how is Maryland? Says Liverpool winning 3-0, a draw for City and Chelsea. Interesting. Then let's just and this one is from Ernestina. She says, hi guys. Hi Ernestina. Drop your prediction. And Gabriel now says we should come to Dorenya or Pram Pram.
Hey.
Wow. Don't worry, we'll take a
trip.
The
roadshow will go places.
The roadshow will go everywhere, even Tamale. Anyway, guys, Ben, it's been nice having you. Next week when we meet, I'm sure we'll be talking about bigger things.
Yeah.
There's a North London derby next weekend, or the next time we talk.
Yeah. A couple of storylines would have unfolded. We'll know where certain managerial jobs are heading.
Yes. Should Antonio Conte lose in a very unlikely situation, I think that he will still keep his job.
Yeah.
But should a bad result occur at Chelsea, should the people at Chelsea start to ask themselves that, are we to get rid of this guy?
Let me tell you what happens. If by December Chelsea have lost considerable ground on whoever's looking like the title winner, and they don't find themselves within close earshot of the top 4, I'm predicting that by somewhere December they will be hovering somewhere between 6th and 5th on the table.
Why?
I've told you already from the start of the season, I don't expect Chelsea to do anything proper this season because of the sort of preparation they had and the sort of storylines that surrounded their preseason coming into the season itself. But again, by December,
if they're in a bad place,
if they're in that place, they might just let Antonio Conte ride out the season
and then find somebody
but
else.
they will replace him either, I mean, not practically, but they would have replaced him, not in person, but they would have made a decision to move on. So maybe at the end of the season, they just let him go and bring someone in. But I'm saying, if by mid-season, which is December, January, they've lost ground on the title, he's a goner.
We'll see. Antonio Conte's future. It doesn't get talked about a lot because he's in a very good place. It's working. Yes, a few stumbles. But should things start to go south, then we'll see if his name will be mentioned amongst the casualties. Osayamo says it's cold in Maryland. He says he wants to come to Ghana. Come to Ghana. Come and enjoy the the warm weather. It's a bit too hot though, but you will love it there. Final message from Manaf. It says, I'm a United fan, but I don't think Chelsea United impressed in the Champions League. He believes United has a slight advantage because of their victory over Benfica. We'll see what happens on Sunday. AM and PM, we are there from 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Join us. Benjamin Nketiah joined me. You joined me. My name is Nathan Carr. That's our Premier League preview show for another Wednesday. Show proudly brought to you by Betway and Premium Banker, proudly supported by Guinness, Vodafone and Slide Pay. We're out.